Hey, what up, movie champs? I'm back again. Sorry, I've been gone for a long time. I've been helping my wife with her YouTube channel, getting it up and running. I'll leave a link below to her channel. But I'm really going to come back to a lot of reviews, a lot of movie reviews. I'm going to do a movie review on Project. Also going to do reviews of the new series Lovecraft Country on HBO, which dropped yesterday on August 16th. I love the first episode. Oh my goodness! So let's get right into it. Lovecraft Country. It's really kind of based on a lot of author Lovecraft. His what he wrote and how he wrote, a lot of horror, different creatures, things like that. But also, a lot of people don't know Lovecraft was a huge, adamant racist. He and also just didn't like Jews. She was just all everywhere. So a lot of people, when you hear Lovecraft, you think a lot of his, his biggest one, Cthulhu, is the big monster with the tentacles and stuff like that. He was really written a lot of horror, but he didn't, of course, with this, everybody knows how he was, how racist he was. To see something adaptation of what he's writing on the screen with leading star black actors was amazing. And also the writer on this name is Misha Green, and also you have Jordan Peele as one of the producers, and JJ Abrams as well. JJ Abrams, nothing but explosion, but he's also a good director. But the key point is Misha Green, a black writer on this on HBO Max, and you have Jordan Peele, of course, we from Get Out and a lot of other movies that show a lot of stereotypical things about the black community and how it is, and I love that. So basically, episode 1 on Sundown, you have you have the main leads. Well, you have a lot of main people in this movie. I'm sorry, I apologize. In this TV show, and I love that. And a lot of people you're familiar with, and some other people that you might not know that also are good actors. So basically, here you have Janae Smollett. She's playing Lydia Dandridge. You have Jonathan Mayers playing. I think I pronounced it Aticius Freeman. Then you have Courtney B. Vance playing George Freeman. Then you have a lot of other people on the TV show, but I'm not going to deep too much into this. I'm really going to talk about the first episode, Sundown. So basically, you got Jonathan Major. He's playing the lead character, Aticius Freeman. He comes back from the war. He was around the Korean War, so it was around the 1950s, and still a lot of segregation. And he's from Chicago, so he's coming home because he found out that his father went missing. So he went back home to Chicago, talking to his uncle Courtney, and basically he's writing a book for people that's traveling, especially in the South, the safe places to travel to. The Green Book, everybody knows, or hopefully you've seen the movie Green Book. So basically, he's writing that for certain places to go for black people when they're traveling. So one part, they stop at this diner, which they thought it was really, for black people, but actually it's not, and they run and basically chase ensues. But something crazy happens because Courtney's character, George Freeman, the uncle to Jonathan's character, Aticius Freeman, basically he tells them that his dad was really figure out what's going on with his family. So they set out to find them basically, and as a chase ensues for them being chased at, that this mysterious car comes out of nowhere. Then something happens. I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but something happens, and it kind of helps them out a little bit. But the way it helps out, the way you watch it, gets you intrigued. So, and as they're in this town, they're getting away. They find out that at sundown, basically, kind of everything happened. At sundown, black people need to be home basically. So they are caught. They're in the woods. Then something crazy happens, and I like that the mysterious and the wanting to know what's going on. I like that. You get really good, fantastic acting from Janae Smollett and from Jonathan Major. Of course, Courtney B. Vance. We've seen him in everything. It's just the acting, the cinematography. Because let me go back to the beginning. Because Jonathan Major's character, he's coming back from the war, but he's sleeping, and you have these. He has a dream of these aliens and things like that, and something's about to happen to him. But his only hero that comes out, because at the time, as black people, we don't have a lot of heroes, especially back in the 1950s. You really don't have see us to see who we can look for as our hero, and it's Jackie Robinson to come save him. And that was just something intriguing, but also makes you think that we don't have a lot of heroes coming from the black community, especially even from back then. And I like that about that. So basically, things happen. I'm not going to jump into too much about that, but things happen. These creatures come out. They have to get away from it. I'm not going to deep too much into it because I'm not going to spoil it. but it was fantastic. Even though these creatures are CGI, it felt like they're there. The acting from Janae Smollett character, Letitia, she's scared. You see that in her. But also you also notice, of course, she's more light skinned, but she has a brother in this that you're going to see eventually that's more dark skinned. She has a sister in here as well that you're introduced at the beginning. We'll get more of that as we watch more episodes, and that's another small nod in there that's you'll notice that back in the day that you have the dark skin, you have the light skin, so that plays in that as well. So a lot of this has a lot of those innuendos from a black community things happening, especially back then. But I love the cinematography in this. I love the editing. I love the direction, the writing. Everything in this makes you want to watch it. Now, normally a lot of black community, we don't, we watch some horrors or scientific, but it's not one of the things we really go to as a norm. But I love that. I love seeing something scientific, having black leads, having a black writer, having a black producer like Jordan Peele. Having that makes me intrigued because we don't see a lot of this in our black community. We don't see a lot of leading black actors in type of shows like this, dealing with horror and things like that. Because technically, as you really think about it, black people's horror is basically just living. That's our horror. It's just living. We don't know what's going to happen to us if we get pulled over or something's going to happen, or just walking down the street. That's our horror. That's today. But just imagine back in the day that you couldn't just even walk a certain place. Now, I mean, that happens right now, but imagine it being adamant back in the day that just being out after sundown, you can die. So that's incorporated, but also incorporated with the scientific, with the horror and things that you can't explain. That's an awesome combination to have in this type of show. So the first episode from Love Country, Sundown, is intriguing and makes you want to keep watching it. It makes you wonder what's going to happen next. And I didn't know much about Lovecraft. I didn't know really a lot of things about what he did, what he wrote. And I didn't really go back and read about him because I just want to come in here kind of blindly and see what they're giving us from HBO, and I love it, especially coming from a black leading class. Now you have the next episode. You're going to find a little bit more about Jonathan Majors' character, a little more about his family. You have Michael K. Williams in here. Everybody know Michael K. Williams from just everything. You look at Michael K. Williams, you know who he is. Fantastic actor. I'm not going to name a lot of names. I'll name names as we go on. Just the main characters with Courtney, Jonathan Majors, and Janae Smollett. Fantastic actors and actresses. Go see Lovecraft episode 1 HBO Max. Coming up Sunday, episode 2. Check it out. Have you seen episode 1 of HBO Max? It comes out every Sunday around 9 o'clock. But like I said, this is an awesome show that we all need support and go watch. Having all black actors, having a black writer, producers, all that. This is a show that we need to see more of our people in, supporting them. I enjoyed it with the scientific, with the sci-fi, incorporating it with things that happen, Jim Crowe law. Everything, incorporating all that into this, having that horror, being a black person growing up in that time, but also adding a lot of sci-fi elements in this. I truly enjoy that. Make sure you leave a comment below. Make sure you subscribe and share this, and I'll do another review in the next episode that drops. Okay, guys? But until then, see you again.